Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth
The two.
Podcast. I'm your first co-host, Mr. DeMario, the second co-host.
Mr. J.
How's it going, brother? You doing good?
Going good.
I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, busy week. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Right.
You know, it's warmer it gets, the more real estate goes on in Illinois, so we're starting to get into the busy periods. January, February is pretty slow. Moving into the busy season, so earlier days in the office, later times in the office too. So, enjoyed the weekend, got a lot of stuff done. Played the game a little bit. Leaf is still horrible at Call of Duty. And then here we are today.
Eat your Wheaties this weekend?
Twice.
Twice. But my week was pretty good as well. I started the new gig, getting through the emotions of doing that. Didn't go to the gym at all because I was just focused on that and having time to just indulge into that. So in the morning, I would wake up before, do whatever I can to study up on stuff, get ready, hit the day, go in there, end the day, and really just chill, honestly. Or not even chill, just looking up more stuff or, hanging out with my significant other. So
you don't have time or you're refusing to make time?
For what?
You trying to be for working out?
Oh yeah. I just told myself I'm not gonna do it this week.
I feel that. That's what I said all year.
Yeah, I just put it aside so I can get my focus on this and not be like running around thinking about time. I gotta hurry up and get back this.
I like it.
Yeah. But we were having a conversation, and obviously, the biggest thing I think for a lot of people, but for us mainly, is to change our lifestyles, is to have a certain amount of income coming in so we can be labeled as, rich, right? And that's just what the whole journey is about at the end of the day, is that and just putting ourselves in a position to where we have more time to do what we want to do.
Financial freedom, time freedom, and shmoney on the rocks.
So we were just thinking about it more in depth, though, because, when people say that, I'm going to be rich, you think about all of the good things that's really it associated with, I'm going to have money, I can buy this, I can do this, I can do that. Blah, 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 you can't tell me this, whatever. But we're really just like thinking about everything that will go with that, because at the end of the day, it is a change, right? It's not going to only be a change for us, but people around you.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't know how that change is going to go. We don't have that experience. You know what I mean?
We can just try and analyze the possibilities to kind of prepare ourselves for when something might pop up.
Correct. So we really just brought up a couple different things that we wanted to think about and really just explore, honestly, and talk about together. So the first thing we were really thinking about with becoming rich was just like we just said, the people around us. So people around us now, different friends and different groups that you start associate with once you start getting up that ladder of income. I guess we'll start with you, bro. Like, your thoughts on what is, I guess, to kind of like set you up two ways. One, what are your thoughts? How do you think it's going to be with, the people that you already know, people that you don't know, everything, how that's going to go? And then two, I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's fine. So I think, there might be some challenges with the friends around you, because once you get to a level, you already have that really close-knit group of, no matter what they're doing, you're not going to be the only one eating at the table, right?
Right.
So that's the main friend group that I don't think you really have to worry about unless, they start getting out of control and, they're blowing all the money and stuff like that. I think it's more of the secondary and third friend group and the people that you associate with that feel like, oh, we're friends, so I expect this, even though in my mind it's like, we're really not friends like that. We've been coworkers for a little while. We've hung out a couple times, and we talk once in a while. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna just start throwing thousands of dollars at you.
Right.
So I think that's more of like the acquaintance. So I think one of the bigger things is you're gonna have your friends, and I think as you grow more financially free and have more disposable income, I think that's the word. I think you're going to have to really start having those two groups of, you have your friends and then you have acquaintances, and really being able to separate, like, okay, these people are around because they have the mindset that I want. They're getting to where they want to be. They're pushing me to get to where I want to go. That doesn't necessarily make them a friend that I'm going to have over with my wife and kids for dinner.
Right.
they're more of an acquaintance that is like a mentor in a way, pushing me. And as long as I'm around that, it's going to force me to be better. And then, then you have your friends, the people you're kicking it with on Xbox. You got your, who you're actually going out and drinking with and hanging out with. And when something bad happens, the people that you're calling, so I think there's going to need to be a bigger separation in your mind to be able to flip the switch to people that are going to be asking for stuff and friends and people you don't want to give stuff to, and be able to say no is just that. I need to, who are my friends? Boom. Everybody else, if there's hospital bills or something that I can help with, that I can bless them with money that isn't going to affect me, I'll do stuff like that. But just because you want money and stuff because I have it doesn't mean you're going to get it.
Okay.
So I think that gap of friend and associate is really going to widen over the years as that starts to become a thing.
Okay. Gotcha. I like that. My thoughts to kind of start is, I think it's going to be interesting. One, again, I think the people that you have built a relationship that's in your small circle, I think things are going to be, I think they'll be fine, right? I think it's going to be a lot of things that you don't expect might happen. You know what I mean? Because you just never know how people will feel you getting to somewhere and whatever. Because like, here's my thought process behind why I said that is because when you first get rich, I feel like you're not really like, damn, rich. Like, you're just like, oh shit, I got a lot of money. Like, there's other level. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, this is the first level. I have enough, but I don't have enough to be dishing out just because because you see me in this position. So I think that's where some things can get rocky with people if the circle isn't communicating, right? But then I think the biggest thing, like you said, is the associates, right? Is the people that have talked about or talk with you or know of you or whatever, and those people are going to start coming around more. Damn, man, like, how you doing? I want to check in with you, da 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 da. And in the back of your mind, even if I'm not rich, I always have that in the back of my mind. It's like, okay,
what do
you
you
hit
want?
me up?
Right.
You hit me up out of nowhere. What's going on?
Oh, that pyramid scheme? No, I'm good, bro.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like, so what's really going on? Not saying that people can't be genuine and just reach out, like, I'm not
far and few
that.
in between, from personal experience at least.
100%. So I think I'll just be very cautious of that and really just, I don't know. I think I'm just going to try my best to stay like how I am, because again, without me being rich, I'm automatically gonna be like that. Yo, what do you want?
Right.
I'm not gonna say what do you want, but I'm like, yo, what's up, man?
Right,
how you doing?
Right.
Like,
like, there's a reason why we're talking. Let's just get down to it and not waste each other's time.
Well, what's up, man? What you need from me? But
one thing on that note, though, that I would like to explore when I get to that level is like the people that do come around. If they're just asking for dollar amounts, like, that's dead. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you come to me with like a business plan of something that you want to do
and you want help,
I have no problem investing in something, because I've always liked the idea of angel investing and having small percentages of a bunch of different companies and not having to do all the legwork. Because there's two people when it comes to a business, right? There's a person that has the money that's able to get it started, and there's the person that has the know-how and the grind and the love for whatever that is. So and I've always wanted to be the investor part of it.
You want to be Marty from Ozark.
Like, yeah, just give me my 20%. You'll never see me again. Wire numbers down. Just reaching in once in a while. If you need anything?
What's going on?
Need a new floor in there? It's getting a little dirty. I got you.
Dumb sale. But I mean, that leads to the next thing of, because when money comes involved, and from what I have seen, maybe you agree, is that fame comes with it, right? So I mean, what are your thoughts on fame? Do you want it? First of all,
I think we're going to have
followers.
This might be one of the first times we have different answers.
Okay.
Because 100% absolutely no. I would be totally okay that if everything is just on paper and behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I don't need to be posting. I don't want, I don't need to be making YouTube channels unless, that was what my money revolved around.
Right.
But like, if the majority of it's going to be real estate and stuff, I don't want people knowing what I have anyway. I don't want to be the flashy realtor that's, I got my Tesla after my 5th deal. Hey, we could do this. Like, I'm okay with that. Even if that's more of a marketing thing. Yeah. I would rather be in the back, have a drastic amount of money, and nobody know my name. Yeah. I would be totally okay with that. Yeah. And then on the flip side, a part of me would like a social media presence a little bit, just because that gives you a really easy out to be able to help other people.
Correct. Correct.
And
Correct.
because maybe I could just have an account that isn't me,
Mhm.
and when I see something like that, then I could reach out and say, hey, I want to help out with this, but you don't necessarily need to know who I am.
Right.
So I don't need the shout out. I don't need,
Yeah.
oh my God, Jeremy Pettit just,
Did this.
found a heart donor
Biscuits.
for my mother. It's okay. I don't need my name on that. That was extreme. But
It was, but I
hey,
mean,
with
I
money,
get,
you
I
can
get
do
the
anything,
point. I guess.
But no, I don't want.
Definitely
I'd be
get the
totally okay if I got to the point where I have zero social media,
Mhm.
no YouTube, no nothing, and I'm just doing me and mine and helping people out where I can because I want to give back. And I want to. If you could just go out and spend thousands of dollars on people and make their day better, their week, their life better,
Mhm.
that's like the easiest thing you can do to just be a better person.
Facts. Man, I would say my answer has changed just based off of all the things I went through. In the beginning, I wanted fame bad. I'm like, yep, I want it. Yep,
He was
I'm good.
addicted.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was because I feel like me personally, as a black young man, like, celebrities and everything is like a big part of like our culture.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure what other people feel, but I feel like for me,
Now, don't worry about what everybody else thinks.
That's
It's about us right
that's
here.
what I said. But when it comes down to like being a comedian or something like that, there was one point in time where I believed that was the only way I can get rich is go down that route, right? And not saying that I'm still gonna go down that route of being a comedian because that's what I want to do, but like I was like, this is the way, this is the only way. There's no everything else is this.
The keyword is only. The
Exactly.
only way.
So I feel like at first I was locked into that mindset, but now as the young man I am today, as you said, I do not want it. If I can have it to where, like you just said, I have the bread and nobody really knows what's going on. I mean, I'm okay with having a small social media presence where, I post here and there, blah blah blah, people, whatever. But I don't want
doesn't that counter the dream of being a high level
it does
comedian?
Exactly. So I don't. So then to answer that question, I guess I came to the conclusion that I don't even want to be that high, like what I'm saying, that high level comedian. I really just want to do it for me.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So to
hey,
be
I
out
like
there,
that. See,
to be out there and just be like, hey, I'm cracking these jokes, whatever. And people coming up, showing up, this dude, buddy, like
right.
that's enough.
Like
bro.
a local, like the number one
That's
local,
it.
right?
That's it.
Just a big impact on maybe your community.
That's
like
it.
if you're on vacation, oh, there's an open mic. Let me just hop up there real quick.
That's it. What's up, everybody? Ah!
So you're not gonna put the dress on?
No, never. And why would you ask me that? But if y'all see me in one, dumb as hell.
Wow.
Slow as hell.
It's on the site.
But no, I would never go down that and do that just because now I understand that there is different avenues. So like sales is like my bread and butter now, and sales is still just like it's the area where I can still talk. I have a platform, like I'm helping people. You know what I mean? So, and
that's the double positive of it too, because you're helping people as long as you're not working in a scam.
Correct.
Because there's a big part.
Hey,
just give me the money and then it's on you. Go read this YouTube video that was already for free that you're now paying for. Versus actually providing value and making an income
and being around those different people that are actually doing it. I mean, that's like you said, bro. If you're around people that's doing what you want to do, it's going to push you to do better. And I would say, just going off topic a little bit, this sales position, even though I was there just for a week, having other people around me to talk to, hear their experiences, and having like a manager to
and seeing your success is big too.
It's such a big difference, bro. Because being by yourself and you're not closing, what am I doing? So I think
you can't really, people say like, oh, you don't want to compare because you don't know.
Yeah.
That's more like that's life. But I think when you're talking business and stuff, you should always want to be comparing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this guy is closing 50 deals a month. I'm not even closing one.
So what's going on? What is he doing?
Let's compare. What's time management? How are you talking? What are you doing? What time are you starting? What time are you ending? And compare that to what I'm doing, because there's obviously a disconnect on why you can do all of this, but I can't.
Facts.
So I think for the next thought, let's go to kind of touching on the associated groups, like new people coming around. There's just one small thing that I wanted to touch on with that. Like, if you don't already have, and this might play into the fame part a little bit, if you don't already have a wife and or serious girlfriend, and you get big, and you have that following, like how can you really know if the girls that you're meeting are there genuinely for you and love versus what you can possibly provide? Versus, if you don't know me, you don't know that I have $10 billion in the bank account, I feel like that's going to be a more natural conversation and like, flow. Because I'm not going to be flaunting it. Sure, I might have a nice watch and some clothes on, but you're not going to be able to say he's got $100 billion, So I feel like that's going to be one of the hardest things. And I only say that now because I'm single.
Right.
That's not something you're going to have to worry about.
Right.
Because it's like at that point, it's if I don't have a following, I feel like it'll be more organic. But if you walk around the corner, it's like, oh my God, it's Jerry.
There he is again.
Then it's just like somebody's got their eyes set on you, and they're going to make sure they run into you at that coffee shop you go grab coffee at and make something feel organic. That's not.
I didn't know that was you.
You're beautiful.
Can I have your number? Does that scare you a little bit?
It doesn't scare me. It just feels like I'm just going to have to be
more closed off.
No, as analyzing and overthinking as I already am. I just don't think I'll be able to drop the ball on that aspect of who I am as a person.
Right.
Because I'm like that now. So like to get rich and kind of just be like, I'm ready, let's go, whatever, is not going to be the way to go about it.
Let me ask you this.
But that's what the fame part, though.
Would you ever get on The Bachelor?
No. No.
Hey, I want to.
You'd have to pay me so much money, and even then,
come on,
like
man.
I'd go now for a couple million.
I'm about to say we'll get you in there for.
I'd go now for a couple million.
Come on, man, you get a meal and.
But then the question is like, what does that come with the rest of your life?
Hey, that's a big fact.
Because you have to. Because the only thing I know about those shows is that half the viewers hate somebody and half the viewers love somebody.
That's facts.
You broke her heart, you.
Your boy, Aaron Rodgers' brother. It was on his tail, boy.
You don't give a fuck though. That's the crazy part.
It was on his ass.
But no, so what do you think about that?
What?
The finding a significant other part of it. A lot harder with the fame world, but
man,
I feel like it's just typically organic if they don't know that you're rich and famous.
Yeah, I would say that probably would play a big part, honestly, just because. I mean, if you know you can get with somebody and change your life, like I mean, it's like you got to think about that really, because here's the thing, like I had this saying that I said to myself yesterday: just because you can do it, don't mean you should do it. But a lot of people don't see it that way.
That's a life statement.
They see it as this is my opportunity. I'm supposed to do this. This is my shot. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I think it is going to be something that is very tough, for sure. But I think you would have to allow yourself to be vulnerable and open. But even though that's still even hard, because you can be vulnerable, open, do everything right, and then you find out at the end it's like that. But I just think at the end of the day, bro, we can't let fear. Obviously, I don't think that's something that you.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's something that you're gonna let stop. But just to say it, I don't think we should let fear, control that. But also, if I was in your shoes and I wasn't, then I would honestly be the same way. Because I just think about it, bro. Like, like when for example, when a celebrity walk down the street, right, and you see them, like you like, I ain't gonna act in a certain way, but then people lose their top, bro. Like just lose it, and I guess that's the emotional aspect.
That's crazy.
But they grabbing and yanking your shit, yanking your chain. So it's like, I agree with you though on that.
I think the only thing that won't change that I've been thinking about more is like, say you're actively looking for a significant other, like you're in the dating world, you're looking, and it's like if you don't really go to clubs and bars, right, but you end up going to a club and bar and you meet somebody, like is that really like the person that you want if that's not the kind of lifestyle that you live?
I was gonna. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I would definitely say, man, it's not impossible, but it's a thin line. The environment that you
somebody at a club, it's like if your lifestyle is that club, then like that's not like I don't want that. That's not
lifestyle. What you're looking for. You looking?
I gotta start going to Barnes and Noble more.
I was gonna say
Target.
Man, Target slamming.
Starbucks, they're a little crazy though, so maybe we'll take a break from Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Target and Barnes and Noble.
Yeah. Go to Target. They be buying a little yogurt and shit. Just go talk to them.
little yogurt. Hey, you want the low-cal one? Wow, that is not the way to get out there.
Like what? They go, smack his ass. But okay, let's talk about a different aspect. Let's go to the money, right? How do you think you are going to adapt to not having to ever look at your bank account before you. Not saying that you go look at it before you go shopping, because no one does that, honestly. But when it comes to things that's over $10,000 or something, you don't even have to think about it. You just fuck it. You want it, you like fuck it. How do you think you'll adapt?
I mean, that'd be lit, honestly.
Definitely, for sure. But do you think you'll have a hard time adapting to that, or I mean, just
I'm
how
swiping
do you...
that car. I'm good.
Because
I already got bro. Like from the first time that we ever went to Vegas, like I still keep that in the back of my mind. That there's going to be a time where we just walk in that watch store that we went to and just buy whatever, and we don't even have to look at it.
Right.
So that's kind of like anytime somebody asks me a question like that or I think about it, that's the first thing that pops in my head. When we went to Vegas at 21, went in that watch store, and that kind of opened our eyes to success for like one of the first times I'd like to say. Like, and that will always be a memory in my mind because I still see the day in the future where we go back to Vegas, we walk in that store, and we buy whatever we want.
Let me get this one, please.
Exactly. And we don't even look. We don't even look at the price. We literally say, we're going to walk in here, we're going to find a watch that we like, and we're just going to buy it. Right. So that's kind of my mindset going into that. I mean, I'm never going to be somebody that's just...
That's what I wanted to ask. Do you think, because here's how I'm seeing it. I'm looking at it as a habit, right? If you get in the habit of just swiping your credit card, just like as in today, like you get used to just doing that and not looking at it, whatever. Do you think you'll have a problem to where it gets to a point? I mean, you can't really say so now.
Oh, I do know now. But I think it totally depends on how materialistic you are.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. You can give me like a plain colored T-shirt and give me 5 of them, and I got no problem wearing them every day.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? And like my life now, if you take away like everything else and you just give me my desk with my PC, I'm good. I don't need anything else. I'll have online. A really comfortable, expensive bed, a really expensive built computer, a little computer setup with a nice desk, a nice chair. And other than that, it's not like, oh, let's go spend $2 million on a painting I'm going to go put in the kitchen. Like, no, I'm good on that.
You know, I was thinking about this because, you know, growing up and being little, the first thing I thought about, I'm like, okay, you're rich if you got a nice ass car and you got a big house. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, man, I don't even know if I want like a huge house now. I think I kind of just want. I mean, it's got to still be decent.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's more
not
location
like a mansion.
At this point, it's where it's at.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's still going to be like 4 or 5 bedroom. I still want enough room to like have a game room, have a poker room, like that kind of stuff.
Facts. A poker room. I just always envision getting older, having a little basement with a little. I don't know if you ever seen Bernie Mac. R.I.P. to Bernie Mac. Shout out Bernie Mac. But he had in his basement the little poker table. Guys used to come over, smoke a little cigars down there, play a little cards. That's something I definitely hands down want to do. A little pool table.
Yep.
So
it's like oh yeah, and then you got the little I forgot what they call it, the room where you could go in and the cigars are all ventilated and you could pick them out the rack, and then you got a whole full open bar with really good expensive alcohol.
What you think you gonna if you got 3 things in the house? What are those 3 things? Like what I mean is like a basketball court.
Yeah.
Like your three main rooms.
Full blown poker room.
Okay.
Full blown personal PC gaming room.
He not playing.
It's got to be basketball court because you could it's just such a good workout.
That's just.
I don't really care about a pool. I don't need pickleball court, even though that game's fun.
I ain't even think about that. A pickleball court.
Well, you haven't played it, so you ain't got that addiction yet. But, and probably basketball court. Those would be my 3.
Okay.
Because that poker room is just going to blow people's minds away. Because the only people coming over to play are poker players, and you know they're going to respect the fuck out of it.
Especially if you got like trophies, just like.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to have that in there.
Hey,
what's that? WSOP bracelet.
Right.
Those are real diamonds.
Love it. By the way, haven't been how like a Drake video was that Tootsie Slide. Yeah. During the sale. But I think if I had to have 3, man, it would be one would definitely be a gaming room for sure, PC in there and other stuff, maybe just like arcades.
All the old fashioned.
Yeah, like stuff like that. A pool table, so all that'll be included in that for sure. The second one would definitely have to be a man, I think a movie theater room would be like.
Oh, that's nice too.
Would be ideal for me because Sunday night just being in there, and that's my time every Sunday. I only use it that time, be in there and just watch a little movie, a little Batman. Where is she? I think that'd be decent. Then the third, man, I would have to say it would have to be a basketball court.
Yeah.
because like you said, it's just a place you can just go. You're gonna be by yourself, especially like your girl gonna be in the other room, whatever, or the guys can come over out of the game.
Exactly.
Like, no. So I think those would be my three for sure. But going into the next thing, we all have a thought pattern, right? And I say this because this is something that I went through yesterday. Just like when something happens, you have like false beliefs or whatever that you think are real, whatever, and you get into this mindset where you shut down, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your thoughts are going to be more like oriented towards, I don't know how your thought process is right now being analytical, but do you think it's going to be like 10x when you do get in that position of like being rich and just like, I don't know, like what are
Yeah,
your
I mean,
thoughts? Like fear thoughts, like
no,
you know what
I
I mean?
think I'm pretty much at the. I've been growing these last few years to the point where the mindset is shifting towards, analyze the bad stuff, but don't have it create a negative thought. But you always have to kind of know, like, okay, if this doesn't go the way I'm planning for what I'm about to do, have a fallback or a way to get out of that, right? But don't form that into a negative thought that you're just constantly thinking about. So I kind of just do that and I file it away. Okay, this is, worst case scenario.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, how can I get to what I'm trying to do? Here's the plan that I already laid out. Let's analyze it a few more times. Let's see if we could upgrade it a little bit. Let's see if we can add to it a little bit, and then kind of build onto that. And then being adaptive enough to, oh, this one's really working. Let's stick with this. There's no need to go to the second line yet because the first line's working way better than I thought it was. So it kind of, I think that continues to grow. And even as I'm doing more with clients and real estate stuff, and then also my mind shift thinking of learning how to play poker on an extremely high level, versus just looking at cards on a table and saying, oh, I got good cards.
10 hours of playing is crazy.
Yeah. And getting to the point, like, and I like using poker as an example, because if me and you play, you're just playing the cards, and maybe somebody showing extreme emotion of really happy or really like, damn, something like that.
Thanks.
But then there's the next level of
which I ain't.
What range of hands can I guess that you're playing based on how you're handling yourself, based on how you're betting into the pot, based on what's out there. Like that's the next level of
That's
stuff.
crazy.
And that's how I like to apply pretty much everything that I do. Whether it's gaming, I want to find the next level of gaming. Okay, slide canceling. If I do this more, I'm going to get more kills. More kills equals more wins, so it's going to make me a better player. Oh, diving doesn't really give me what I want, so I'm going to do less diving and more crouching, and as a video game example.
Right.
Definitely. And that's kind of how I go into everything. That's why I sleep so little, because that's all the stuff that's going through my mind when I lay down at night. So I might have to really try some meditation to be able to turn the brain off. So that's probably something that, as I get to those next levels, that I'm really going to have to be able to quiet my brain, or I might just start losing my fucking mind.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Like for real.
Like
like to the point where like I have everything, but I don't have the mental wherewithal to enjoy anything or do anything, because my brain is just always moving.
That's got to be sad.
Because then and then it's over. The only thing that shuts my brain off is the hair on.
That's twice you brought up hair on, boy. Fuck is you all? But
don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. I would say for me, I think I'm going to be way more analytical of myself in that position. I kind of started it yesterday. So again, when mental states are real, they're a real thing, and when you get in them, they're hard to get out. At least for me, right? But a thing that I want to start doing every single time I get into mental states is get away from everybody. Tell people, hey, look, I need like 5-10 minutes. And I need to actually write down either on my phone or in a notebook of what's going on, like
your current state of mind.
Yes, because like the other day I had a little floss. I'm not gonna get into it, but I just broke down my phone. Okay, I'm like, all right, we're gonna label this as of right now false belief. Label that, and I'm like, what does this false belief make me feel? Wrote down what I feel and shit like that, and I was just like, damn, like it being written out and me taking the time to do that, I'm like, okay, because what I was going to do was I was going to take it out on this person and just like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, because I'm just expressing the emotion, not the root cause of it. So I think I'm going to be way, way more in depth of everything that I'm thinking, where it's coming from, and not go like super crazy on it, but the things that do make me feel some type of way that I'm just like, why do I feel like this? I don't care that much.
And I think
You know what I mean?
a good quote to kind of sum up both of ours
Mm-hmm.
is the age old, money doesn't change you, it just amplifies who you are.
Correct.
And if I'm an overthinker, that's just going to give me a million more reasons to be an overthinker. So I'm going to have to be able to,
manage that
healthily. I don't know. How do you healthily something? What is it?
I would throw it away.
How do you do something healthily? I don't know.
Healthy?
There has to be a healthy way for me to do that, I guess. Healthier way.
I just label it as managing it. And I feel like that's another thing that, like, we're not taught how to manage ourselves, how to manage our states, how to manage
They don't
our
even
emotions,
teach us how to manage our money.
Facts,
That's for a different time. We ain't even gonna get into that.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you, what is your definition of a high value man? I hear that term, and I really heard it from you. But what is your definition of being a high value man? Then I'll tell you mine.
I wish we could give the reason why I was given the term high value man, but we're gonna get canceled if I do that. But no, the term that term changes with me. But I think as of right now, I got a pretty solid thing to chase to become my version of a high value man. And right now, what that is on the financial side, all of my bills need to be covered. Everything that I do needs to be afforded. If I had a wife that wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of our kids, she has to be able to have money to do what she wants to do.
Right.
We don't have to worry about being a single family household, a single income household. And, my kid doesn't have to worry about anything. They're set. So on a financial standpoint, nobody that I'm close to in my house has to worry about money at all, ever. Number one part of being a high value man. Number two, physical health. Mentally strong, physically, you look like you take care of yourself. You stay up to date with your haircuts, you keep your facial hair in order. You could see, like, if you looked at that person, you'd say, if something were to happen, he can handle himself. You got to be able to handle yourself. I think that's another level of it too. Fire! And everybody's got guns nowadays too, so I guess that doesn't matter because you don't need to know how to fight if you got the Glocky 2 hockey. So
you lifting all those 40s, 45 drop you quick.
Oh, but no, I think that's another big part of it too. Is you gotta. And you want to be able to enjoy all of that work that you put into it.
Correct.
If your mind's starting to get lost because you're eating like shit all the time and, you can't go, because once you got all that free time, you want to be able to, I'm going to join a flag football team for a summer, but if you're out of shape, you can't do stuff like that. I want to be able to enjoy all of the time that I've now freed up by all of the work that I've put in to get financially free.
Right. Which, waste of time at that point.
Yeah. So I think those are the main definitions right now to be a high value man for me.
Like that. I would say for me, again, I really didn't hear the term too much. You brought it up, and then I was like, oh, and then I started like hearing it and catching on to it. But when it came down to it, as of right now, it might change later down the line, but as of right now, what I mean by high value man is just doing exactly what I said I was going to do.
Powerful.
That's it. Right, is to if I said I'm going to do this, doesn't matter if I'm sleepy, doesn't matter if I have a whole bunch of other stuff to do. You said you were going to do this, and I hold that to that as my goal is to be just that high value man. In my head, if I'm tired of something or if I'm just like, damn, I'm not going to be able to get to that, I think, okay, so I tell them I just say a binary question. So it's either, are you going to be a high value man today or are you going to be a weak man today? Well, what are you going to do?
I like that.
And it's like, I don't want to be
a weak man.
I don't want to label myself as that. So I'm just like, all right, I need to do what I said I was going to do. So I think just having it as a definition for me lately has been very motivating. And again, the biggest thing that I struggle with is just consistency, right? It's just going, I can do weeks, I can do, but when it comes to going the full year, you think about that, that's a long time, right? To be doing something that I'm not used to doing or that's new.
And that's the perfect point too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you already have so many things that you do that is a part of who you are in your life. But once you're able to actually like add stuff to it, and you don't even have to look at it as like a 30-day challenge, a 60-day challenge, a
It's
1 year
just
challenge. It's just built into who you are.
mm-hmm.
It's just I think that's really when the training wheels come off, and then when
Mm-hmm.
you can realize that you can truly get to wherever you want if you
Mm-hmm.
stick true to the core values that you set for yourself
Correct.
to get to that level of being the high value man.
Correct.
You know, yours is, if I stay true to my word, I'm going to become a high value man. You
Mm-hmm.
have no choice but to become
You
that
have no choice
if you follow the path that you've set out.
No choice.
Like we said before, that treasure map that's on there, it just shows you here's point A to point B.
Get there.
Get there.
You got to. And I think it's just been making the journey more easy. Like, you know, obviously there comes times where you just want to be lazy, chill, whatever. But it's like, I asked myself that question. It actually moves me to be like, damn, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot fail myself today. Tomorrow we'll see what happens. but today, right now,
Today
so it's
I'm
like
high value. Tomorrow I'll be a bitch.
it's like only thing that matters is today. So then when tomorrow comes, tomorrow is today. You know what I mean? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like, all right, now I gotta just keep it moving, keep it going. So I think that's my 100% definition, at least for right now, and it's helping on the journey and just making me want to actually do all the things that I'm saying. So
I like it.
we'll see how it goes, and like I said, we'll revisit this question for sure later down the line, a couple years or so, and see what we have to say, and then clip it together. No,
Well, we got video editors to do all that shit.
All right. But yeah, I would just say I would just want to leave you guys with the saying that at least what I'm going to use for my life, especially when you do get to those higher levels, is if it's coming easy, you need to reject it or really think about it before you make that move. And that comes down to women, in your case, because you know I'm in a relationship, so like, you know what I'm saying, or just like money. Hey, here's 10,000. Need you to do this. Okay, I need to really think like, is this like you said earlier? Is this along with my morals that I set?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be labeled as that high value man in my mind if I do this? No, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Am I going to be labeled as the good dad?
Whatever, I think an easy part for that, like to follow that quote too, is look at how hard you've had to work to get to the point where you're at now. Why would something start coming easy now?
Correct. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good.
Because you know, even going back in high school, it's like, yeah, I could have made a lot of money if you wanted to be a drug dealer, sure. But I didn't become a drug dealer.
Yeah,
why is he looking at him? Trying to get him in trouble.
If you flip that door, you good. But yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys with that. You good?
I like it.
All right. People, we appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any topics that you would like us to indulge into, you can shoot a DM. You can
indulge.
Yeah.
Be hungry.
a little bit. But we shall see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.